Dear students, I welcome you all in my second video in which I will tell you about important diagrams of chapter sexual reproduction in flowering plant. I hope so that you all are ready. Okay, so students, my first diagram is draw a well labeled diagram of mature pollen grain. Okay, so in this way you will draw in your notebook. Student, your pollen grain consists of two layers, that is exine and intine. Exine is outer layer and intine is your inner layer. This exine is made up of sporopollen. Sporopollenin. Clear? Student, it is very stable compound. Okay, and due to this property of pollen grain, it is preserved for a longer duration of time in your museums. Okay, student, beside this it consists of two types of cell, that is generative cell and vegetative cell. Okay, for your extra knowledge I would like to tell you, because it can come in your MCQ, that generative cell in future will form two male gametes, whereas vegetative cell in future will form tube cell. Okay, or I can say pollen tube. Okay, and by chance if vegetative cell has been extracted from pollen grain, it will never form a pollen tube, or if generative cell has been extracted out, it will never form a male gamete. So I hope so that you have got the importance of these two types of cell in your pollen grain. Clear? Students, after this what you have to do? Now student, you have to label these. Okay, in order to check that whether you have understood the diagram of pollen grain or not. Okay, now please name A. Okay, now you have to name B. Now please name C. And now last, what is this D? Okay, so I hope so that you are saying, okay, that your A is your exine, B is your intine, C is your generative cell, and D is your vegetative cell. Clear? Student, our next diagram is draw well labeled diagram of TS of anther. Okay, so it is the diagram of your TS of anther. Okay, in this you have to remember that outer layer is your epidermis, then second layer is your endothecium, third layer is your middle layer, and last is your tapetum. Okay, this is your tapetum, student, this is your tapetum. Okay, and inside tapetum there are sporogenous tissues. These sporogenous tissues later on will form microspore mother cell. Okay, megaspore mother cell, it is in your female. In case of male, it is your microspore mother cell, and these microspore mother cell in turn will form microspore, and then these microspore will form pollen grain. Okay, and in middle there is connective tissue. It consists of 4 theca. Okay, 1 2 and 3 4. So please practice this. Beside this, if I take the enlarged view of this, okay, enlarged view means I am taking only this portion. Okay, so now you can know better that this outer layer is epidermis, then this second layer is your endothecium, then your middle layer. Okay, and then your this tapetum is there, and inside there your sporogenous tissues there, which in turn will form microspore mother cell. Remember, in case of your male there is microspore, and in case of your female it is megaspore mother cell. Clear? Now student, you have to name these. Okay, what is this? A. Okay, uh, this is A. Okay, this outer one is epidermis. What is A? It is your endothecium. B is your middle layer, then your tapetum, and then inside there is microspore mother cell. Okay, student, you might be thinking that what type of structure it is. Student, this structure has been obtained when I had cut your anther in this way in your transverse section. This is transverse section, and if I'll cut this in this way, then it is your longitudinal section. Okay, so when I have cut this in this way, okay, then I can see that it is like this in its structure. Clear? I have told you about this thing. Okay, and this is your mature pollen grain. Your anther will dehiscence, and it will form various, it will release various pollen grains into the atmosphere for the process of pollination. Clear? Student, your next diagram is draw the development of male gametophyte. Okay, so male gametophytes is what? It is your pollen grain. Remember, male gametophyte is your pollen grain. Okay, so here we have to show the development. So this is your pollen grain. Okay, but before that, what is there? Microspore. Okay, one microspore will form 4 pollen grain. Okay, and this is one of the pollen grain from that microspore. This pollen grain will divide into 2 cells, that is vegetative cell and generative cell. Vegetative cell, okay, in future it will form what? It will form pollen tube, and generative cell it will form male gamete. Okay, students, in this diagram you can see some gap is there, this gap is there, this gap is there. What is this gap? Student, these gaps are your germ pore. Okay, and it is in connection with your inner layer. Okay, for example, if I draw like this, okay, so these are your axine, and this thinnest layer is your germ pore. Okay, and from this germ pore only your pollen tube will arise. Okay, because it is very tough to break your sporopollen. Okay, your axine is made up of sporopollen, and it is very difficult for your pollen tube to damage it and then form its structure. Okay, so it will release from the germ pore. Germ pore is quite thin. Clear? See here, student, in future these generative cell they had formed 2 male gametes. Okay, now this pollen grain will release in 3 cell stage. 3 cell stage means what? One vegetative cell is there, or vegetative nucleus I can say, and 2 male gametes are there. Okay, and then these male gametes they will release into the pollen tube that was formed from your vegetative nucleus. Okay, and this contain your tube nucleus. I hope so that you have got. Please student, take a screenshot and practice this diagram. Next diagram is your students embryo sac. Okay, or I can say female gametophyte. Okay, female gametophyte is nothing, just your embryo sac. Remember it. Okay, don't get confused. Female gametophyte or embryo sac is one and the same thing. Okay, so one end is chalazal and another end is micropylar end. Micropylar end consists of your egg and synergid. Along with it there are filiform apparatus are there. Okay, and at your chalazal end there are antipodal cells are there, and in your central cell there are polar nuclei are there. Okay, student, remember that your antipodals are always at the chalazal end, and your this egg apparatus is always at micropylar end. Very important question for your competitive point of view. Clear? Understood? Okay, now the question may arise in your mind that how it is obtained. Okay, so student, this is obtained in this way. Okay, this diagram is given in your book also. Okay, so student, what happened? This is your, okay, nucellus, megaspore mother cell. Okay, then this megaspore mother cell it will divide into 2 part, that is it will form megaspore diode, then this diode will form megaspore tetrad. Okay, and this out of this a tetrad 3 will be degenerate and 1 will be only functional, and this is your functional megaspore. Okay, megaspore I am using the word, remember, and not microspore, because microspore is for your male gamete. Okay, then these 2 nuclei will divide into 4, 4 will divide into 8, and this, and after that these 8 will rearrange themselves. Okay, understood? So student, don't get confused. Here it is given your antipodal. Okay, so if they have given here antipodal, it means it is your chalazal end, and here if agar apparatus is given here, so it is your micropylar end. Clear? But here in this structure we can see that chalazal end is up. Why? Because antipodals are there and your egg apparatus is at micropylar end. I hope so that you are getting, but if still there is any query, please student feel free to call me. Okay, so with these student I have finished the important diagrams of your chapter 2nd. Okay, please practice this diagram, and if you feel that you need my help, please students do call me. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead. Keep practicing, keep working hard. Okay.